and welcome. I'm Siddharth Zarabi and you're watching Business Today Television. Elections have been announced to elect yet another Lok Sabha. And this is going to be a massive campaign, 7 phases, April, May, and the results known on the 4th of June. This is going to be a very, very interesting election. It is Prime Minister Narendra Modi's third attempt at power, and the BJP slogan is Ab ki baar 400 par. In the heat and dust of an Indian election, in the hurly and burly of Indian politics, a Lok Sabha election always throws up many, many interesting candidates. In the hustle and bustle of Indian politics, thousands of candidates are going to try their luck, and within them are a few select special people, people of money, people of power, people who run large industrial empires. As we call them, business barons who are now trying their luck at the business of the ballot. In this series, we are going to try and showcase them from the ground as they go out to seek a mandate beyond the PowerPoint, beyond their annual balance sheets, to try and strike a deal, a new compact of a partnership with their voters for the next 5 years. My guest on the show today is a man of many parts, a steel baron who comes from an illustrious business family, a man who fought a long legal battle to give the Aam Aadmi in India the right to fly our beloved Tiranga, someone who has fought and won 2 consecutive terms from the Lok Sabha in the constituency of Kurukshetra in Haryana on a Congress ticket, and someone who is now back in politics after a 10-year gap, surprising everyone by joining the Bharatiya Janata Party, and within a couple days of that, getting the ticket, the BJP ticket for Kurukshetra, back in his old constituency. With me, Naveen Jindal. Welcome to the show, Mr. Jindal. I want to begin by asking you, because a lot of people are surprised about you joining the Bharatiya Janata Party. How did this happen?
Well, I was out of politics for last 10 years. And now this is really my second innings. I feel it's my good fortune, and I'm really fortunate that I was asked by BJP to contest from my constituency, Kurukshetra. And I have seen in the last 10 years, Mr. Modi is a very inspiring leader. He has done a lot. The government has done a lot in the last 10 years. And so I also want to contribute to nation building. And it's a great opportunity for me to work for the people, because I have I've been coming here for the last 30 years in Kurukshetra. My father contested here in 1996. So we have a very strong family relation with the people of Kurukshetra. So it's my good fortune that I have an opportunity to come and work for them again and to contribute to the nation building.
You've hit the campaign trail in some ways far ahead of competition, and while we were with you on the campaign trail, we saw the office of the Indie Alliance right next to where you had a pit stop on the campaign. But the question really I want to ask you at this stage is, how did this sort of understanding with the Bharatiya Janata Party develop? Because the chief minister of the BJP in Haryana was the current sitting MP before he became the chief minister. Did Kurukshetra come up after that change happened, once the BJP decided to change the way they were going about the election strategy in Haryana?
No, I can't say how it happened. But I feel that when God wants something to happen, things do happen, and then later we can keep on trying to figure out what happened. So it's really like it is like a miracle how things turned out. But it's just it's been my dream forever to contribute to nation building and through electoral politics. So never before in the history of India, anybody from a large industrial family, no industrialist has come into electoral politics. going to Rajya Sabha is one thing, but coming to, your constituency,
In the hustle
having,
and bustle.
yeah, having more than 2.5 million people, having more than 1,000 villages, to go to each and every village to be asking for votes, because this is the inspiration that I drew from my father. My father used to say that contesting election just an excuse to go to people's houses, go to people's villages with folded hands and asking for votes. So if you go to somebody else's house asking for votes, those people also then dare to come to your house, because otherwise, nobody would come to your house. So then if you go to people's homes, people come to your houses, you have a very deep rooted connection with the people. And then you know the realities, you know the ground realities. And so he said that this is just an excuse to really get connected with the people, because without any reason you don't go to somebody.
Absolutely.
But now you have a reason to go to people to ask them for their help. And people, you would see, all people, like, there's overwhelming support for BJP, there's overwhelming support for Mr. Modi, and I'm very fortunate, and I feel very proud that I have this opportunity to work for the people.
I've just always wanted to ask you this: why not Hisar? Because like you said, this is a family that's fought Lok Sabha, real elections, and your late father also represented Hisar in the assembly. Uh, wasn't that a natural choice? Why Kurukshetra?
So Kurukshetra, because my father was Member of Parliament from Kurukshetra. I have had the honor to represent Kurukshetra Lok Sabha constituency for 10 years. So I know each and every district here, each and every village over here. I know thousands of people over here. So there is a connection. There is expectation of people from me that, okay, Naveen is going to do something for us. So I did a lot of things, and I want to do a lot more developmental works over here. And so that's why the Kurukshetra for Lok Sabha.
हमने किसी से अभी पूछा कि नवीन जिंदल फिर से चुनाव लड़ने के लिए यहाँ पे आए हैं, और उन्होंने अभी एक मंदिर पे जहाँ आपका पिट स्टॉप था वहाँ कहा कि फिर से काम होगा, एंड ही spoke in the local dialect. But the question I have, what triggered this?
I have been inspired by the inspiring leadership of Mr. Modi, how he has worked, what all things have happened in the country, and the way our country is progressing internationally. I would say that India has gained a lot of traction. Wherever I travel all over the world, and people talk about India with a lot of respect. People talk about Mr. Modi with a lot of respect. And so is his inspiring leadership has inspired me to join BJP and work under his leadership. I fought for the national flag when I was 22 years old. You just mentioned that in 1992 I started this. I was 22 years old. And in 1993, that's when I filed the case. So just imagine 30 years later, in 2023, at least Mr. Modi had a campaign, Har Ghar Tiranga. So he had that campaign. Then I used to work for cleanliness, for having toilets in each and every household in my constituency. I had achieved that by 2010. We had achieved toilet, all the 1100 villages in my constituency were open defecation free. Okay, so now Mr. Modi, through his efforts, he started this cleanliness campaign throughout the country. He started this campaign that all over everywhere there should be toilets for women, for children, for everyone. So, and then a lot of other things, whether we talk about Article 370, we talk about Ram Mandir, we talk about the ease of doing business in the country, we talk about industrialization of India, the road network, the airports, everywhere, the infrastructure, the way, at the speed that it is getting built up. So in this moment, I think it's a very historic moment our country is going through, and I do not want to be left behind. So last 10 years, I was not active in politics. I was focusing on my work.
It's a very interesting point you made about Har Ghar Tiranga, and I heard slogans that were being raised along with Jai Shri Ram and Bharat Mata Ki Jai from you. Yeah. But the point about the flag, you fought this battle in 1992, started this for the Aam Aadmi to get the right to fly the flag, and the entire nation, the Aam Aadmi really owes you a debt. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also took the Indian flag, the Tiranga, to Lal Chowk, and now with Article 370 gone, and now you see the change in Kashmir, and the Indian flag, flying very high. What do you feel? Does that kind of strike an emotional chord with you?
Of course, so it does strike a emotional chord with me. that whatever things that I really believe in, so actually this government has been doing those things. So for the national flag, they have actually talked about the national flag. They have actually had a campaign to popularize the use of the national flag. And so things are happening in the country. And it's just like I do not want to just, and like I said, I was focusing on my business for the last 10 years. I was not actively involved in politics. Yes, I was keeping in touch with my constituents because, like I said, they are like family. I am their family member. So I used to visit here. They used to visit me in Delhi or wherever in Hisar. So when I got asked, when I got invited to join the party and to contest the elections, so I just feel that it is my great fortune that I got this opportunity, and I'm very happy to contribute. I want to do whatever contribution that I can make, and it's not easy. I do want to tell, a lot of people think and they think that, oh, he just joined the party. It's like if somebody, they have the courage in them. It's not somebody, it's not to contest a Lok Sabha election. It's not for the weak. Okay, you need a lot of courage, you need a lot of time. There is no weekend, in the corporate
And
world.
lots of money as well.
No, money can't win you the election. Okay, money cannot win you the election. I had a whole lot of money in 2014 also. Okay, but there are limitations of how much money you can spend, and people don't vote for money. People vote for the person. People vote for the leadership. People vote for your policies. So there are a lot of things. But what I mean to say, it's a very big commitment. It's a lifelong commitment. It's just not elections. When you go asking for votes, when you go to people's homes, etc., there are a lot of expectations that get built up, and then you spend your whole life meeting those expectations. And I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to take that plunge. I'm happy to spend all my time. When you're spending so much of time here, you don't have time to spend with your family. You have to think now you have a much larger family, and you get love and affection from so many millions of people. So that is what I want to contribute. I want to commit my life to.
Since you spoke about, fighting the elections and certain remarks, Congress spokespersons, your old party spokespersons are tweeting against you, including your name in a list. And they're saying that many of the congressmen, including you, that's their allegation, have left due to the fear of the ED and CBI. And they say that these are the new recruitment agencies for the Bharatiya Janata Party. How would you like to respond to that?
Now, see, I think it is unfortunate for the Congress to make such remarks. Okay, in any organization, there are reasons when people leave. People leave because they are disillusioned with their party or with their organization, and they leave. Or there are certain other reasons. Different people may have different reasons to leave. But it's a basic concept. If you have some sense in you, you thank the people for their contribution. I spent more than 20 years of my life in Congress party. Okay, so you thank
And
the
you
person
worked for the party?
Yeah, I worked. So you thank the person for your contribution. You wish them well for the future. Just because if somebody is leaving, you don't start alleging things against them. We also so many people work for us. When they leave or something, we thank them for their contribution. We wish them well for the future. So this is, I would say, narrow-mindedness and the negative attitude. Okay, the negative attitude that some people have, which I do not believe in that kind of politics.
आपको क्या लगता है इस बारी कांग्रेस की क्या चांसेस हैं 2024 के चुनाव?
देखिए, मुझे ये तो 4 तारीख को ही पता लगेगा. We'll know when the results come out. But obviously, I feel they are going to do very badly.
One of the things that we noticed in the last pit stop where you spoke as well was right opposite that pit stop was an office of the India Alliance, the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party together. The Aam Aadmi Party has fielded its state president against you here. And the Aam Aadmi Party in the run-up to the last election that you lost, Naveen ji, was alleging all sorts of things, Colgate, 2G, and they said business is bad. So there was this environment that was created against business. Now when you see these two parties together, how does it feel?
हरियाणवी में कहते हैं कि इन ब्याहों के यही गीत होते हैं. So जब चुनाव आते हैं, then you see all these kinds of affiliations. So different political parties come together. Okay, they form different kind of alliances are there. Okay, some may be holy alliances, some may be unholy alliances, or whatever. That's for them to see. But I think people are very intelligent. People are very smart, and they realize why people are doing what. and then when they vote, they think and vote. They think about many things, many aspects. They want a brighter future for them and for their children. So and that's how they vote.
कुरुक्षेत्र के चुनाव में इस बारी क्या क्या मुद्दे होंगे? आम आदमी पार्टी के कार्यालय में ये कहा जा रहा है कि केजरीवाल मुख्यमंत्री दिल्ली अरविंद केजरीवाल के अरेस्ट को बड़ा मुद्दा बनाएंगे। दूसरी तरफ किसानों का एक मुद्दा है। कुरुक्षेत्र saw a lot of farm protests, Pehova and other areas saw concentrated protests. What are the issues that are likely to come up during the campaign?
देखिए, यहाँ पर हमारे यहाँ जो है किसानों का कोई प्रोटेस्ट नहीं है। यहाँ पर हरियाणा के अंदर कोई भी जो है आप जा सकते हैं, आप लोगों से मिल सकते हैं। तो यहाँ पर कोई ऐसा कोई प्रोटेस्ट नहीं है और यहाँ पर लोग बहुत खुश हैं जिस तरह से यहाँ पर विकास के कार्य हुए हैं। ऑल अराउंड डेवलपमेंट दैट हैज़ टेकन प्लेस इन हरियाणा, इन द कंट्री, पीपल आर वेरी हैप्पी. Obviously, you can't make everyone happy all the time. That is true. But then overall, I think the overwhelming majority of people are extremely happy.
Okay, and you already said that the vote is likely to be cast primarily because of the development works that have been carried out.
People vote, not just for what you say. People either associate with you or do not associate with you. So, like I said, we have a very long 30-year-old relation with the people. So it's like I don't need to go and tell people, oh, I'm going to do this. I don't need to say anything. Yeah, there's a track record. So we are like open books. You know, everybody knows about you. So people, when they trust in you, they automatically. I don't have to go and market myself. People know me, and I think people really love me. I get a lot of support. And again, same thing about BJP. Now people really they really admire Mr. Narendra Modi. Okay, I think he is a very tall leader. There is nobody. I mean, today there is nobody who matches up to his leadership. Okay, so there is there's no other person as tall as Mr. Modi. So that's a big advantage that Bharatiya Janata Party has. And then his work speaks. So again, people can find faults with anything, with everyone. And I'm not saying anybody is perfect or nobody is perfect. But then in the present circumstances, I think overwhelming majority of people, they favor Mr. Modi. They are keen to support Bharatiya Janata Party. And in my constituency, in Kurukshetra parliamentary constituency, I am getting a lot of love and affection from people.
And now I want to move away from politics and focus on your role as a businessman, as a philanthropist, which is 10 years of Manmohan Singh and 10 years of Narendra Modi, Modinomics. From a businessman's point of view and with the target of Viksit Bharat by 2047, how is it to be a businessman today, to be an entrepreneur and to actually be in a very difficult manufacturing industrial sector like the one that you are in?
Okay, see, overall, whether it was the UPA government, Dr. Manmohan Singh also is an exceptional leader. Okay, he's a person with exceptional leadership, exceptional integrity. Okay, and during that time also, the country did make a lot of progress. So the same thing now also in the last 10 years, under the leadership of Mr. Narendra Modi, the country has even done better on all aspects. As far as business is concerned, every company, everyone has their own different situation. But now earlier there used to be a shortage of coal. Now there is no shortage of coal in the country. And there is no shortage of electricity in the country. All over you see the quality of highways, the airports. So a lot of progress has happened. And now I think Mr. Modi, he is doing extremely well.
Since you speak about the overall difference, one of the other things is that in the run-up to the election, we are already seeing signs of that, is the opposition targeting this government and saying that it is in favor of crony capital, ye Adani Ambani ki sarkar hai, and there is a environment that seems to be sort of coming back of targeting corporates, including on the electoral bonds issue. Do you think this will damage sentiment again in business, which has taken so long to come back to a certain positive level?
No, I think all these things, people realize that these kind of allegations, they do not hold, they don't hold any value, because in India there is a lot of transparency. I mean, we are competing all the time against Adani. Okay, so some places where if they are bidding higher, they win it, and some places where we bid higher, we win it. So there's a equal playing field. There's a level playing field for everyone, and there's a lot of transparency in the system. And as far as the word used, crony capitalism is concerned, in India there is no crony capitalism. All these industrialists, whether you talk about Tatas or Birlas or Adanis or Ambanis or Jindals, you see their history, you see their background, from what kind of humble beginnings they have grown, the kind of risks they have taken, the kind of investments that they have made across, and then there's so many companies all in this journey. There are thousands of companies. These are only few hundreds of successful cases. There are hundreds of cases who have failed. There are thousands of entrepreneurs who have failed also. So it's like entrepreneur, the word itself is a person who is very enterprising, who takes the risks, okay, who borrows money, who puts the money. Many succeed and many more fail in it. Okay, so we have had a very challenging time also, but God was very kind. We've always worked very honestly in the company, and we could rise. We could become stronger. So it's just like, I think it's very unfair when people comment on crony capitalism, etc. There is no crony capitalism. Okay, so I feel in India, all these people, all these families who have done well, if you would actually study them, their stories are extremely inspiring.
Now, the question really is, you deal with the banking system, you deal with public sector, private sector banks, and you have grown your company almost 350 odd percent. We have seen improvement ever since you focused back on the business. When it comes to the banking system, which had taken a hit 8-10 years ago, how is the situation according to you, Mr. Jindal?
So, well, firstly, I think Indian banks, they've always very focused on development of the industry, okay, growth in the economy. We could grow so much with the support of our banks. At the same time, we learned the lesson the tough way. And then now we believe in what Shakespeare said, neither a borrower nor a lender be. For loan often loses both itself and friendship. So, we believe now being very, very conservative and borrowing very, very little. So I think now the banks also, from this experience, they have also become very, very conservative, okay, in lending. So which is good for the banks, and obviously there are few people who abused the banking system, okay. But as a result, everybody suffers. So today, for people to get loans, etc., for setting up industry, it is become a lot more challenging, okay, because obviously once burnt, twice shy, and a lot of banks, they lost a lot of money in all this. So obviously we learn, we are a growing economy, and in India there are lots and lots of enterprising people. There are lots of entrepreneurs. They're very enterprising, and everybody has good schemes. They're willing to work hard. So obviously, few people who go wrong, and out of circumstances or sometimes having bad intentions or whatever, and if the markets change, then obviously they suffer and the whole system suffers.
Road Transport and Highways Minister Nitin Gadkari ji always says that देश में भारत में पैसे की कमी नहीं है, नियत अच्छी हो तो काम सारा हो जाता है, and he says this in context of the fast execution of lots of highway projects. Let us focus about JSPL and how you sort of brought this company back to a very robust health. And many of our viewers might be investors, they might be shareholders. So the question that I have for you, how should shareholders interpret Naveen Jindal's moving out from the boardroom and going into the business of the ballot, into the heat and dust and hurly and burly of politics, where all manner of allegations get thrown about routinely? How should shareholders interpret this move?
Okay, firstly, Naveen Jindal as chairman of Jindal Steel and Power is different than Naveen Jindal who is contesting the elections here. Okay, I do many things. Okay, I am also president of Indian Steel Association. I'm a father someplace. I'm a husband someplace. I'm a son someplace. I'm a polo player another place. So we all play different roles at different times. Okay, and then the saying that they say that jack of all and master of none, right? That's not the complete saying. The complete saying, a jack of all is master of none, but oftentimes is better than master of one. That's the whole saying.
This is an absolute first time
yeah,
I've heard
yeah,
that.
you heard. I also heard this for the first time 6 months ago.
Okay.
But if you Google the whole saying, a jack of all trade, you should Google it. So this is from 1871. This is what the saying says. So I can be good in many things. Okay, I just played on 24th, the day I got ticket. I also played the finals of Indian Open Polo Championship. So I can win if I'm good at more than one thing. Why should I not do? You know, it is one life. I want to give it all. I want to give the best to my company. I want to give the best to Polo. I want to give the best to my country by serving the people. And this is a difficult task. I mean, people must appreciate that to come into electoral politics in India when so much of allegations, etc., are, you know, so much of mud is thrown against you. I'm still willing to take this chance and do it because I really want to. Believe in my convictions. I want to be able to build the country of my dreams. I want to be able to work under the inspiring leadership of Mr. Modi and able to and do whatever little contribution that I can make. So I think people who are right-minded, they do appreciate this, and the company is doing very well. Company has now very little debt. It has debt like debt to equity ratio is like 0.6, and the debt is very very manageable. And in fact, probably in a year's time, we are going to be net debt free, and the company is doing well. Now, it's very professionally managed. So I want to be able to pursue my dreams of nation building. And by working for the company, in the last 10 years, as working for the company, we also built India's number one private university, OP Jindal Global University in Sonipat, which is absolutely India's number one private university on many, many counts. So we can be better in good in many, many things. So why not, if I want to pursue my dream of serving the people of Haryana, serving the people through electoral politics, I think people appreciate and they,
Will it distract you? Because that's the question, and I must here put on record that if we go by the last latest quarterly results, nearly 45% CAGR delivered in terms of profit growth over the last 5 years. And maybe there are some shareholders and investors who would like to ask and maybe are wondering, is that going to continue, or will Mr. Jindal get distracted? Will he spend more time in the Lok Sabha, the new parliament, rather than the boardroom and attending to his business?
so like I said this, I can do many things well, because at one time you're doing only one thing, right? Say somebody could be, going for a vacation during the summers, rather than going to UK or US or some cold place for a vacation. I'm coming to Kurukshetra in the heat and dust of Haryana, because the elections are on 25th of May. But that's something that I really enjoy. I feel it is my dharma. I started something at the age of 34 years old, and I really love the people of this constituency, love the people of Haryana, and now to be given that opportunity again, it's like a second innings for me. It's like a dream come true for me, and I'm very excited about working in BJP under the dynamic leadership of Mr. Modi and be able to contribute my bit to the making the country of my dreams.
You have a business that is spread across the country, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, and you have personal hobbies. You mentioned polo. You are one of the fittest people in business, and forget politics. Naveen Jindal, and I can say this, you are amongst the fittest people in any boardroom across India. I've seen you eat in the past, and I wonder how you survive on that. I believe right in the card there is food that you have. Uh, how will you find time for your personal hobbies once you are in Parliament, hopefully, and we'll get to know that result on the 4th of June?
So, so you see, there is a time for everything, okay, and we all also waste a lot of time. So obviously, sometimes when you do things, when you take on higher responsibilities, then you have to also let go of certain things. So obviously, when you do higher things like say serving the people or representing your people in the parliament, so I feel that's a very noble cause, and for that, whatever sacrifices I have to make, obviously you get to spend less time with your family because now you have a much larger family. So you have to look at in the positive light. It's something I want to do, something I love doing, something I'm very happy to do, something I'm very proud to do. So it's not sacrifice really. I must correct myself. It's not a sacrifice. It's I'm really feel I'm blessed to have this opportunity to be able to serve the people of my constituency.
Should more entrepreneurs come into politics and public life directly, try their luck in elections or even the Rajya Sabha for those who may not initially be able to get into the party structure? Will that be good for our polity?
So I feel that the parliament is like a bouquet of flowers. Okay, people from all walks of life, when they come to the parliament, some may be teachers, some may be farmers, uh, some may be industrialists, some may be businessmen, some may be career politicians. When people from all walks of life come to the parliament, they make the parliament richer in their experiences, richer from their experiences. So I feel, why not? People must pursue their dreams, whatever their dreams are, and whatever, we all have a way to contribute to our country. I may I may want to contribute to my country by coming through electoral politics, by coming to the parliament, by joining a political party. So different people may have different ways.
We have reached another pit stop and there are lots of people who are waiting to greet Mr. Jindal, and we'll take pause on this. We'll come back on the conversation. Mr. Jindal, please get
Sure.
on with your campaign.
Okay.
We'll catch up with you shortly.
Thank you. So I do want to say that, like, say, I insist on wearing seat belt, sitting in the back seat. I insisted on you wearing a seat belt.
And
So it's extremely important. So for all the viewers, a lot of people take pride, or they say, "Oh, I'm sitting in the back seat," but we've known what's happened to people sitting in the back seat without a seat belt. So please, all of you must wear the seat belt, whether you're sitting in the front or back. It is mandatory by law also. So please do use the seat belt.
Wonderful. And that's a great public service message. We'll come back because we still have a few questions left. And see you soon, very shortly. कैंपेन में किसी भी व्यक्ति से बात करना, उनसे समय निकालना बड़ा मुश्किल होता है। नवीन जिंदल अभी एक चुनावी सभा में है और उस चुनावी सभा के दौरान हमें एक बड़े अलग प्रकार के व्यक्ति से मुलाकात हुई। मेरे साथ अमित स्वामी हैं, यहीं के निवासी हैं। ये हरियाणवी रागनी के कलाकार हैं।
राम राम जी।
अच्छा, तो आप बीजेपी के प्रचार करते हैं, तो इस प्रचार में क्या किया है?
बिल्कुल, अब की बार 400 पार पे ही रागनी है और गीत भी है।
चलिए तो सुनाइए।
2024 में इब के गूंजा है फिर नारा, 2024 में इब के गूंजा है फिर नारा। नवीन जिंदल कुरुक्षेत्र से एमपी बने हमारा, कमल का बटन दबावेंगे, फूल हम फिर से खिलावेंगे। कमल का बटन दबावेंगे, फूल हम फिर से खिलावेंगे। 2024 में इब के गूंजा है फिर नारा, 2024 में इब के गूंजा है फिर नारा। नवीन जिंदल कुरुक्षेत्र से एमपी बने हमारा, नवीन जिंदल कुरुक्षेत्र से एमपी बने हमारा।
इस बारी नवीन जी अब चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं यहाँ पे। मेरा आपसे प्रश्न है, और भारतीय जनता पार्टी की टिकट पे लड़ रहे हैं, प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के उम्मीदवार हैं। तो इस बारी कैसा रहेगा यहाँ का कैंपेन, और आपको क्या लगता है कि जब वोट डलेंगे तो कितनी मात्रा से, कितनी बहुमत से ये जीत पाएंगे?
आज मैं कहूँगा जनता के अंदर एक बात थी, इस प्रकार से 10 वर्ष उन्होंने बहुत बढ़िया कार्य किया, पहले भी 2 बार सांसद रहे, अब भी लोगों के अंदर एक भावना थी, लोगों का एक था कि नवीन जिंदल एक विजन के तहत हम लोगों के बीच में आ रहे हैं। तो मैं दावे से कहूँगा जितने 2 कैंडिडेट और खड़े हैं, जितनी वोटें उनको पड़ेंगी, उनसे डबल वोटें नवीन जी को पड़ेंगी। मैं आपको दावे से ये बात कहता हूँ, ये मैं आपको बात।
कांग्रेस और आप साथ में मिल गए और आपने पहले बहुत सारे एलिगेशन लगाए कि कॉर्पोरेट्स में ऐसा हो रहा है, वैसा हो रहा है। वो दोनों पार्टीज मिल गई, तो उसका प्रभाव यहाँ पे लोकसभा क्षेत्र में क्या
सबसे
है?
बड़ी बात है कि कांग्रेस तो मैदान छोड़ के भागी यहाँ से, कुरुक्षेत्र से। उन्होंने तो सरेंडर कर दिया, उन्होंने आम पार्टी को यहाँ से टिकट दे दिया। जब आम पार्टी को यहाँ से टिकट दे दिया, मैं दावे से कहता हूँ उनके पास कुछ नहीं है यहाँ पर। केजरीवाल जी खुद शराब घोटाले में फंसे हुए हैं, इस प्रकार से किसी और पे उंगल उठा रहे, खुद को तो संभालने वो अपने आप को।
कुरुक्षेत्र में कोई बड़ा प्लांट लगने की संभावना है, कोई बड़ा उद्योग लगने की संभावना, क्योंकि नौकरियों की जरूरत है, रोजगार की आवश्यकता बहुत है।
जी, यहाँ पर जो है पहले तो कुरुक्षेत्र को हम जो है इसको एक धार्मिक टूरिज़्म के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से इसको बहुत यहाँ पर विकास हो रहा है, ऑलरेडी बहुत विकास हो रहा है। एलिवेटेड जो है रेलवे ट्रैक बन रहा है, हम जगह जगह जो है साउंड एंड लाइट शो बन रहा है, और इसको जो है इसको स्पिरिचुअल और रिलीजियस टूरिज़्म के हिसाब से इसका बहुत इसका विकास हो रहा है। अलग अलग मंदिर यहाँ पर तिरुपति बालाजी का मंदिर भी है यहाँ पर इस्कॉन टेम्पल भी हैं, और बहुत से यहाँ पर अन्य जो है, और कुरुक्षेत्र शहर भी बहुत सुंदर बना है, बहुत फ्लाईओवर्स बने हैं, साफ़ सुथरा अच्छा शहर है, लोग यहाँ पर रहना पसंद करते हैं, तो बहुत अच्छा यहाँ पर जीवन है। ज्योतिसर है और बहुत सी यहाँ पर ऐतिहासिक जगहें हैं यहाँ पर, और आने वाले समय के अंदर और हम यहाँ पर विकास करेंगे।
कुरुक्षेत्र में बहुत बड़ा एक युद्ध पौराणिक काल में हुआ, अब एक चुनावी युद्ध हो रहा है इस टाइम पे। जाते जाते आपसे और सबसे मैं ये चाहूँगा कि इस पे जवाब दें कि अब की बार हरियाणा में कितनी पार भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लिए?
अब की बार 10 की 10 सीटें हम जीतेंगे हरियाणा प्रदेश के
मैं
अंदर।
एक बात कहना चाहूँगा, देखिए एक कंट्री के बाहर एक फौजी और एक स्पोर्ट्समैन इंडिया का तिरंगा लहराता है, और जब तिरंगा लहराते हैं तो नेशनल एंथम चलती है। तो ऐसा व्यक्ति जिसने पूरे हिंदुस्तान के लिए हर घर के ऊपर आप तिरंगा लगा सकते हैं, आप शान के साथ अपने जिस देश के लिए, जिस तिरंगे के लिए आप लड़ते हैं और अपनी कंट्री के ऊपर लेके जाते हैं, तो ऐसे व्यक्ति के लिए मुझे लगता है कि हर व्यक्ति जो है वो बाहर निकलेगा और वोट भी देगा, और हिंदुस्तान में सबसे टॉप की सीट कुरुक्षेत्र।
That's the verdict from the people of Kurukshetra. Naveen Jindal, we wish you all the very best for your campaign. We'll try and catch you again on the campaign trail. For now, best of luck. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. In this campaign, it's very clear that the larger message and the significance of this campaign and this election from the point of view of the Indian economy will be continuing India's growth momentum. Everybody wants jobs. Everybody wants the Indian economy to prosper. People want that India becomes stronger, that our national security get enhanced, that our economic heft and ability to provide more and more prosperity to our people, hopefully some tax cuts also when the full budget is presented in July. The list is very long. And at Business Today Television, we have started the process of bringing to you some interesting candidates, some of those who have achieved great success in other fields of life and who are now coming back into the hurly-burly of electoral politics from the Lok Sabha and not the nomination Rajya Sabha route. I'll be back with more such interesting candidates through the next few weeks, and we'll keep bringing to you interesting stories of this great festival of Indian democracy right from the ground, only on Business Today Television. Keep tuning in, keep watching, and we'll be back with more. Until then, goodbye.